Thank you for the great work that you do, Jason, and thanks for joining us today. Brian Kahn is a well-known Métis artist and also the Indigenous lead for the Niagara Catholic District School Board. Brian, I understand there has been some controversy in the choice of September 30th for this National Day for Truth and Reconciliation. How did that controversy come about?
Part of the issue is that September 30th has been known since 2013 as Orange Shirt Day. And that was a grassroots effort from within the Indigenous community itself. And the story and the reason for the orange shirts is a story of a young girl at the time who went to an Indian residential school in British Columbia. And in 2013, she shared her story. And that story spread from school to school, from province to province, and now is nationally recognized as a day of observing and recognizing what went on in the Indian residential schools. So with the choice of September 30th for the National Day of Truth and Reconciliation, it is ultimately a positive. However, choosing the same day that had already been used by the Indigenous community is what's causing a little bit of the controversy. There are some who say, and I agree with them, that a different date should have been chosen.
We are celebrating the day, September 30th, nevertheless, and as you say off the top, it is a good thing that we finally have this holiday. It was part of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission's 94 calls to action.
Yeah, it actually was call to action number 80. And in it, it does call for a national day, a statutory national day as a holiday. Now, that is the wording that was used by the TRC, so I will respect that. However, I do prefer that people do not refer to it as a holiday. It is a day of recognition, remembrance, and reflection of Canada's true history. And also remembering what happened to 150,000 children who were taken from their families and placed into these schools.
To me, I liken its spirit as similar in a way to Remembrance Day. It's a day where we have to stop and we have to pause and we really have to reflect on the horrific nature of why we're recognizing this day.
Again, over 150,000 children over a period from 1831 right up until 1996 went through these schools. And at the time of the TRC, which ran the hearings from 2008 to about 2014, more than half of those children were still alive. So over 80,000 people who went to those schools at that time were still alive. And so this is not history. This is recent memory. This is impacting families today.
Niagara Falls is turning orange to mark September 30th. How did that come about?
When I started working with the school board, I wanted to find ways that we could increase the awareness. And living in Niagara Falls, what better way than taking one of the world's most famous addresses and turning the falls orange? So for the past 2 years, we've worked with the Parks Commission and the Illumination Committee, and they've agreed to turn the falls orange. So this year, what's exciting about it is, in the past I had to apply every year. So from this day forward, I no longer have to apply. It's permanently known as Orange Shirt Day, or the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation. And this year as well, instead of just turning the falls orange at 10 o'clock at night, which was late for some, again, working for a school board, some of our children, it was too late for them to observe. We also had a lot of survivors who showed up last year. And so for them, it was more than a 2-hour trip to come here. So 10 o'clock, watching the falls turn orange, and then a 2-hour trip back home was late. So to the credit of the Parks Commission and the Illumination Committee, they're actually changing the falls orange for 15-minute periods every hour on the half hour, starting at 6:30 p.m. So 6:30, 7:30, 8:30, and so on. I will be there ahead of the first time that the falls turn orange, and I will be staying there all evening. And I will have my sage smudge with me. And if anyone feels the need to cleanse themselves, please come join me along the falls.